Welcome to LoveLine
with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Would you sleep with sick women?
I may be pregnant, but I'm still a man.
Spank the unruly ones.
It's indecent, it's vulgar, it's blasphemous.
I'm gonna ride you till you can't stand up.
Come on, let's go down.
All right, keep your shirt on.
LoveLine's meant for an adult audience. LoveLine may contain sexually oriented content. Listener discretion is advised. Here's LoveLine with Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla.
Oh, I put a curse on everyone.
Why? Oh, you're sick, that's right.
Yeah, but it's not just that. Each day, you know how I got all my tools stolen?
Uh-oh.
Each day, I go to the house and discover a new tool that was stolen. Today, it was I noticed, and now, mind you, they're not all going individually. They all went at once.
Right.
It's just
You're discovering
I'm too spaced out. I don't tally things very well, and I just walk in and I'm the kind of guy that if there's a huge earthquake and the entire house was totaled, I would walk in and go, boy, the entryway's really effed up. Thank God the living room's fine. And then I would walk in the living room and I'd go, well, I guess the living room's destroyed too, but at least the bedroom's good.
You're not a big picture kind of guy.
No, I'm not a big picture guy.
Yeah.
I walked down, I looked in the basement, the first two things I saw missing, I declared were the only things stolen, and now it just keeps going.
Yeah.
Oh.
Massive denial.
Oh, a man's tools. They're so symbolic. You know what I mean? The things a man uses. Oh, and when I used to build for a living, then it was a backbreaker. Now it's just a pain in the ass. But when I used to do it for a living,
And people would steal stuff from you?
and someone stole, I've had a lot of stuff stolen over the years. That is a backbreaker because that's the way you make your living. It's like if someone stole your stethoscope, your kit, and the glove you used to put on your hand before you push it up the old person's rectum. You know what I'm saying, Drew?
Oh, the humanity.
No. Okay, phone number 1-800-LOVE-191, fax number 310-854-4455.
Hey, I have a little agenda tonight. I've got somebody here doing some research on GHB, and we're trying to find out if anybody's been around much of that, done much of that, what their experience was with it, had friends who did it, seeing it raves, how it's being done, what's up with that right now. GHB or G, some people call it. So if you have any experience with that, please call. I want to talk to you guys about it.
All right. I have an agenda as well. I'm looking for a good flooring guy. So if you know a guy, T&G, oak, parquet, that sort of thing, your rates are reasonable, call in tonight.
All right.
All right. Perhaps Ann has something she's looking for.
And she's looking for the nail catalog.
Okay. Who is this person you have here, Drew?
Somebody from...
You don't know, do you?
No, it's from one of the big magazines, but it has to remain anonymous.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Big magazine, like a popular one, or just one of those huge
Both.
ones they have at those French barber shops? And
No, not one of those.
And by the way, don't go to a stylist, anyone. Go to a barber. You know you're at a barber
When you don't have those magazines.
when you don't have those huge, oversized magazines. And here are things to look for, by the way. Look for the comb thing with the blue dye, the mystery dye.
You have to have that.
Look for, my barber used to have two TV sets. One where the sound worked, a big console type, and the other one where the picture worked. They had them stacked on top of each other. Yeah. And one of those good, palm comb displays. You know those palm brushes?
Yes.
They're like, you use them from grooming horses or something.
Or dogs, yes.
Right, and with some old guy with the slick back hair and a nice 50s look, and it's a cardboard cutout. Maybe only one of them's gone, and there's cobwebs all over it.
Oh.
And look for the Playboy. None of these foo-foo magazines. And the last thing you should look for is local Pop Warner team, season calendar or something from 1974. Picture of the team,
Trophy there, maybe?
Maybe a trophy because they sponsored them or something like that. The Burbank Vikings, 1973. Thanks, Al. All right. So you don't know who this person is? Oh, you don't want to say what magazine?
Right.
Really? Did they tell you not to say anything?
Yes.
Can they see me now? Where are they? Is that her?
Yeah.
All right, you let me guess. People. Okay, I'm going with People. Is it People? High Times? No. Jugs? What is it? All right, I'm going with People.
You asked her during the break. You talked to her during the break.
Right.
She wants to...
All right. Sarah, 23, you're on LoveLine.
Hi.
Hey.
Okay, here's the deal. There's this guy, and we've been dating for a little bit, just a couple times, and he's really cool and everything, and it was just totally awesome, and, the day after we talked forever, I find out from one of his best friends that supposedly he slept with 80 to 100 girls, and he totally lied about it, right?
What did he say?
What?
What did he say?
He told me just, like 3, 4. I mean, he wouldn't be definite, but it was just like.
Well,
75, 85 girls
That-
here
yeah,
or there.
That's 40. Okay.
Well, wait, how old is he?
He's 25.
Really?
when you approach 3 figures like that, your HIV risk really does genuinely become an issue. At one point, they were actually considered that an independent risk factor for AIDS.
Number of partners?
More than 100. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who is nailing more than 100 people? You know
Will
what?
Chamberlain.
I would really, I fantasize about it. I would love to do it, but it's way too much trouble. There's too much emotional mishmash and stuff. You can't have sex and get out of there anymore. God knows what the bonds that are created and everything. I don't trust anyone who does that, male or female.
That's right, of
There's
course.
something wrong with you.
Yes, that's right.
So you're saying no, I shouldn't?
Well, you should find out what the truth is.
Well,
And
how
if-
am I going to know? I mean, he of course, he says it's not true.
You're going to have to determine that for yourself. If he says it's not true and you want to believe him and he's a trustworthy
Yeah,
person and
well, of
everybody,
course I want to.
and only this one guy tells you he's a
Who is the one
dog?
guy?
It's just a friend of his. We were talking one night, and it just.
he didn't know you were into
I was
him.
shocked.
There's a
Can't believe.
good chance his friend wants to get in your pants.
Oh no.
Yeah. Do you know that?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah. You do, don't you?
no, I don't think so.
What do you mean? Look, what?
No,
Yes.
not this guy. Okay, he's no.
Why?
Not this guy.
Listen,
just the guy part is
ugly men need love too. I love when women do that, by the way. Men don't do this, but women do this. If there's a really unattractive guy, a lot of hair on the back, perhaps the rear end, balding and bad teeth and whatnot, and you go, that guy's really hot for you. He wants to get in your pants. They go, oh, woo, no, oh, no. And it's like,
Not
yeah,
that.
he really wants to bang you. No, woo, no. It's like, listen, I'm not willing it on you. I'm just telling you, the guy's ugly and he thinks you're attractive and he'd like to get in your pants. Whoa, no. Guys don't really, guys will do that, but they'll certainly believe it.
right.
I mean,
right.
I'll take anyone who wants to get in my pants, and I will take that as a compliment.
Right.
I really will.
Yeah.
I think most guys will. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
They're physically attracted to you. Women, they get a little repulsed by that. It's like, well, this ugly guy should know that he should be hooking up with other ugly women, and he certainly cannot fantasize about good-looking women.
Yeah.
It's kind of retarded logic.
Yeah.
All right, do we help her at all?
No.
Okay. Jack, 17.
Hi, guys. I love the show.
Thanks.
Dr. Drew, I have the highest respect for you.
Thank you.
And Adam, I think you're God.
Oh my.
Well, that's a little
I
higher
thought
than respect.
You really thought he was going to tell me he had respect for me for putting up with you.
No,
For both.
thank
Okay,
you.
I've had this little problem. My girlfriend, for about 3 months, for about the past 2 weeks, she's been pressuring me to have sex with her. And I really don't want to until I at least know her better or I'm in love. And I don't know if I should just do it, dump her, or what to do.
What is it? You're a virgin, right?
Right.
And what is it that's causing you to resist having sex with her? Try to be specific. Is it just that you want to maintain your
wanna
virginity?
wait. I mean,
You just want to wait.
yeah, because if I have sex and then she dumps me, I'm going to be too emotional. And
Yeah, that's true. That's right. I mean, if you are able and willing to open yourself up, that's true.
Really?
Yeah, men. Yes, Adam. This shocks you, I know, but
Hold
men
on.
can connect emotionally during a physical encounter.
I just want to make sure. Penis check, Jack. Look down. Is there something there?
yeah.
Okay. All right. Just want to check that off the list. All right. So it's not a religious issue.
No,
It's an emotional issue.
basically.
You don't want to be let down.
All right, then
Right.
don't
All
do
right,
it.
whoa, wait a minute. This is not really a good reason not to have sex for a guy, at least.
No, not for you maybe, but for a guy who can connect emotionally, who is sort of cherishing his intimacies, it'll be a powerful experience.
Right. But a powerful experience that needs to be experienced.
Yeah, but with the right person.
In order to be, in order to move on
but not
with one's
just,
life.
No,
Yes,
no.
you,
Not
li-
just
listen,
cast
you know
out.
a guy's got to get it out of the way so he can move on to real relationships. Please, Jack.
Yeah.
And don't get too. I know you love to personalize and generalize both. Just accept that there are variations on that, on your general experience of men and your specific individual experience of life.
I think he's talking to me, Jack. But Jack,
Yeah.
how long have you been going out with her?
3 months.
3 months.
Yeah.
And she's wanting to have sex, and you feel very connected to her already.
Yeah. Well, not as connected as I can be.
Right. All right. Well, you're holding back, and here's what I'm getting at. Were you ever disappointed in some way, Jack, by another relationship?
Perhaps
Mom? Where's Mommy?
Where's my mom? She's with our family.
Uh-huh.
She's in the other room right now.
Not in an urn. She's alive?
She's alive.
Uh-huh. And
No,
you love her dearly. Hold on, Drew. And there's been no disappointment in the past.
With past relationships, yes, but
there has been.
Let me educate you a
Hold
little bit.
on.
Adam, if you want to learn from Jack, this
I
kind
don't
of
wanna
thing.
learn from Jack.
But this
I wanna
kind of
be
thing
right.
is usually parents who are very involved with their kids, like too involved.
Uh-huh.
It's not that they're absent. This is the other side of that coin.
Your parents very involved, Jack?
my mom is. My dad isn't because he works all the time.
Uh-huh. All right, so Mom's very involved. All right. Drew, I'd give you $1 if we were gambling. All right, and you have been disappointed in the past.
Yes.
All right. Eventually, you're going to have to cross that threshold. Do you understand, Jack?
The threshold is individuating. He has to be a separate person. And, maybe 17 is a little too young for him. It's going to be tough. But that's what you bugging you is that he's not able to act independently, and that's why you want him to check his pants.
I was just thinking about my own family.
Yeah. They were so involved with you. I mean,
that's
phenomenal.
Even now, I was just thinking about that. I know I was saying it, but it was funny. My uncle Gabi, Uncle Gabi. He's he's not my real uncle, but he was called my uncle, so he wouldn't molest me.
He was the neighbor, yeah.
And he heard the TV show, and he said to my grandma, "Dr. Drew, he does all the talking." And my grandma says, "I don't think Dr. Drew does all the talking." And she says to me, "You think Dr. Drew does all the talking?" And I said, "No." And then my mom comes walking into the kitchen, and she says, "Chris, who do you think does more talking, Adam or Drew?" And my mom goes, "I don't know." And I thought, come on, baby, can't you rally just once? Just once. I won't tell Drew. Give me a worst-case scenario here. You know what I mean? That somehow it leaks out that Drew catches wind, that Adam's mom said he talked more than Drew did.
Oh, it'll be a big feud.
Oh, all hell breaks loose. Just once. Just give me that's my son. He's the host, and he talks more, damn it. And anyone who questions that, I'm fighting with.
Let's get on to line 4 here.
Oh, for Christ's sake. All right, where was I?
Yeah.
Kelly, 21.
Hi.
Hey.
I have a question for Dr. Drew.
Yes, ma'am.
I had never experienced...
And by the way, this is why I'm thinking of it. Get me some GHB calls, guys. It's we need to find out about this drug tonight.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Kelly.
Give me some flooring calls, please.
All right. Kelly.
Okay. I never had ovarian cysts before, and in the past 3 months, I've had 3 of them.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, is that caused by the birth control pill at all?
Which pill are you on?
I'm on a pill called Triphasal.
Well, you're asking a very interesting and at times controversial question. Usually, the oral contraceptive pill is the treatment for ovarian cysts, but that is the uniphasic pills. The triphasic pills have been associated with the production of cysts.
Una meaning 2.
Meaning 1. And tri meaning 3. You're on the triphasic. Okay?
Right.
And that has been associated, and I'm of the opinion, can cause ovarian cysts. So what you need to do is switch to the uniphasic pills.
Okay.
And that will make them go away.
Okay.
All right?
Great. Thank you very much.
All right. Mono means 2 and quad means 5?
Mono?
Okay, Drew. Linda, 22, you're on LoveLine.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
You guys are doing a great service here, by the way. I love your show.
Thank you.
Adore you guys.
Really?
I'm kind of having it's kind of a broad problem. I don't know if you guys would be able to help me in this short time, but
Must have something to do with her adoring us.
I have difficulty maintaining relationships with people. I can't really establish intimacy. I'm very detached emotionally.
Uh-huh.
And
hold on, Drew's going for the wallet, so am I. All right.
I just have I don't really know how to describe it. I am married.
Oh, you are?
I am married, yes. I got married when I was 19.
Yeah.
And I love my husband. We get along great. I mean, we're best of friends, but I even keep him at kind of arm's length.
Uh-huh.
And I guess I don't want to be like this anymore, you know?
Right. Okay. Hold on, Linda.
I'm not sure how to go about it.
All right, we're going to tell you.
Okay.
Hold on.
Maybe we should raise a consensus about Linda. Because I don't think we're going to be very far off in what happened to her. Well, let's try. Go ahead.
All right. I'm going with I'm going with distant papa. Dad was on the scene early, plenty around, and then out of the scene. He could be on the scene, but just sort of abandon her, and not physically, but emotionally.
All right, I'm going to go much more traumatizing than that.
Really?
And I get the same. Maybe she was like a army brat, moved around a million times, could never form friends.
Ooh.
Had some trauma with neighbors and things along the way. Parents not involved enough. Unavailable.
Parents not involved, but you're saying migratory.
Yeah, moving along.
All right. Melissa, the Gypsy Queen. Melissa.
Nope. No. Hold on.
What?
Linda.
Oh, I looked at the stupid thing. Yeah. Sorry. Linda. I always do that.
You guys are amazing. Actually, you guys are probably at a draw because you're both right.
Really?
Yeah. See if I can give you the edited version of my history. My mother was a severe diabetic. She was really sick, kind of from day one. And she also was clinically depressed. She started out severely obese, ended up anorexic. She had all sorts of problems. She was very emotionally abusive.
Just with that, just that right there is enough to give someone a lot
Well, I
of trouble.
basically was her primary caretaker from around 12 years old till 14.
Linda. All right, well, hold on. For the sake of gambling, did you move around?
Yes, I did. Actually, because my mother was sick all the time and she decided that, this climate wasn't good or the hospital facilities weren't good enough, I moved 11 times between 6th and 8th grade.
You're breaking my heart, Linda.
So I moved a lot.
Where's Dad?
Where's Dad? My dad was kind of around and kind of not. He is as detached as I am, I guess.
You have to be.
He wasn't there. He was looking for jobs.
He had to deal with your mom too. Don't forget, everybody had to survive that.
Well, he didn't though. He kind of left it up to me.
Yeah.
Well, my brother. I have siblings too. My brother was a severe drug addict. He molested my sister. So basically, they both took off by the time I was 12, so I was the only one.
All right. So is it any wonder that you're having difficulty
we should
connecting?
do the voice test on Linda too.
All right. I'm giving Drew the money for the migratory thing. I was right with the distant papa, but that was easy.
We'll let it ride.
Okay.
He basically
That's very
moved
big of
out
you,
when
Drew.
I was 15, so I was on my own at 15.
But Linda, can't just with the unavailable, non-empathic, for that matter, abusive mom, for which you were the caretaker and responsible for her well-being, just that scenario is good for about 5 or 10 years of therapy, frankly. I mean, really, if there's no other way to get through that. One of the ways you could have gotten through it at the time was by connecting with peers. And that's why I said that didn't happen, because you were always ripped away from your peers. You never could develop any kind of personal support, any kind of connection with other human beings in your peer age, because you were always being torn away from them. And your mother, that may have been part of the reason why your mother moved, because she knew that you might be taken away, so to speak, from her, at least the focus taken off the mom.
Interesting.
And you've got to get in a therapeutic relationship, because there's no way you can have real intimacy. Yet your husband may be the right man. The fact that you want to destroy that relationship is actually a testament to how much of a relationship this might actually be someday.
Yes, he should be flattered that you're trying to dismantle the relationship.
I mean, it's the relationships that you may seek out, the chaotic, abusive relationships, because since that's what you're sort of geared up to take.
Here's my final thought. Linda has to realize that she's going to want to dissect and take apart and ruin any relationship she gets in.
That's good. Yeah.
That's good. All right.
Yeah.
So
any relationship that's good, she'll want to take apart.
Right. So you're already married. You have a guy. You have a ring.
Get some work.
You got a trailer.
Yeah.
Stay with this guy. I mean, using the logic that you're going to screw up every relationship you're in anyway at this point. Stick with the guy you're with.
Any good relationship, she's going to go out and have an abusive one.
And do a little work on yourself and hang with this guy. Melissa, 23.
Yes?
Hey.
Hey.
You had a GHB experience.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us.
Well, I was...
Oh, I've had enough of this GHB
come on,
calls.
come on.
I just love Drew. I just did that for you, Drew.
Hey.
Hey, hold on. What's the name of this magazine?
What magazine?
Hold on a second. Hold on. Oh, God, you're so lucky we have crappy equipment in this. All right. Wait a minute.
Melissa. Oh.
All right. Now, hold on a second. What's the name of this magazine? Come on. Tell me the name.
You've already mentioned it.
Oh, I did. People? Is that it?
Maybe.
Jugs? I can't remember which ones I said. All right. Just a little blackmail there. Melissa, 23, yes.
Yes?
Hey, with the GHB.
Hey.
What happened?
Well, I had, one of the worst experiences probably anybody could have. I think I was with some,
just by the way, the worst experience someone would have with GHB is death.
okay.
Just for the record.
Okay, near two.
Okay.
Near two. I thought I was going to die because one thing I know, I'm at my friend's house and I took a little GHB, and then all of a sudden I know I'm freaking out in a taxi cab. They're dropping me off at my house, leaving me here. The security guards call the ambulance and take me to the hospital. It took 2 police officers and a paramedic to hold me down.
You never had any kind of toxic or psychotic reaction to medication or substances in the past?
No, not at all.
Yeah. And you're otherwise a healthy person?
Yeah, and I had GHB before.
Are people doing where are you calling from?
San Diego.
Do people doing a lot of it down there?
From what I'm finding, more and more.
Well, San Diego. San Diego's one big. Everyone wears shorts and thongs and carries a 12-pack down the street.
All right. Well,
that's the mayor.
It's the
laboratory
laboratory for the country. All right?
No, that's PB and OB.
Between San Diego State and University of San Diego.
And UC San Diego.
Yeah,
There's
I mean
18 other colleges down there you never heard of.
It's just one big hash den in that place, and then everyone has to go to TJ.
Well, no, the older you get, the more you don't go to TJ, especially if you grew up there.
All right, but listen, where are people doing this stuff? Is it at raves? Are they doing it at people's houses?
It seems like every time I turn around now, everybody's got it.
At their
Everybody's
home.
talking
Where
about
do they get it?
At their houses.
Where do they get it?
I don't know.
Where'd you get it?
I got it from my friends, and my friends had obtained it from who knows who. And I had taken it before, years ago, and I thought I was fine.
You know, it's what I was just talking about, is that it comes in waves, these epidemics of GHB, and we're sort of going through a second cycle with this. It was about 4 years ago, 3-4 years ago, Yeah. And then it went away for a while, huh?
Yeah.
And now it's back. And I don't know where it's coming from or why people are doing it, but it's out there.
All right.
All right, thank you.
And people's all over it, right?
Well, you should go talk to Melissa.
Did John Kennedy has a GHB problem, or we have to look into this and figure out what the interest is. All right, Drew, sell the hell out of the next call.
I haven't picked it yet.
All right, well, pick one and sell the hell out of it.
Found out the guy she slept with has herpes. Would she get it? There you go.
Meanwhile, as the faceless evil closes in on the hapless sleeping populace, across town in a shanty one-bedroom, an old woman feeds her parakeet.
Come on, Chirpy, have some cheese. You love cheese. Since when are you afraid of cheese?
LoveLine will be right back.
Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. He is the one with the board certification and the addiction medicine specialist.
Got a board certification in that, too.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like you doctors got to take a test for everything, man.
Oh, yeah.
Not me, man.
I know, man.
I live my life, man. I get tested on the streets every day, man.
You had your contractor's license, didn't you?
No.
Oh.
No.
What are you admitting to here?
I'm admitting to many a fraudulent act by Adam Carolla.
Wow.
Absolutely. Now, I never... Here's the whole thing. You got to know how I am, Drew.
I hope I know I do.
In 1984, I got into construction, and I said, I'll be in this in 6 months, man. Gonna do a little comedy and get myself a gig. And
8 years later?
8 years later, it was 1992, and I said, no use getting that contractor's license because I'm going to be out of this, man, because I'm heating up, baby. My star's rising. And then another 3 years went by, and then it was really...
and then you had boxing, so what the heck?
Yeah, but I'm saying my career, at least a comedic career, I mean... you really could chart it on some sort of Earth calendar more than you would on just a regular yearly calendar.
I mean, a geological calendar.
Yeah.
Like move with the faults.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably been new species born since I got into comedy.
Right.
I'm sure people have lost parts, possibly possibly, what parts don't we use? The gallstones? I mean, the gallbladder?
Appendix, mostly.
Appendix. All right. What is a gullet? Do I have a gullet?
I mean, that's a colloquial term. It's not a medical term.
All right. Hey, Engineer Mike, stand back and get ready with that Wally Gator. I love that song. Come on. All right. We'll take a call, and then we'll play
What have you started?
Stump Drew. Megan, 19, you're on LoveLine.
Okay, hi.
Hey.
All right, about 3 weeks ago, I had sex with the guy I had been seeing and visiting for a while. And right after, I guess maybe a few days after we had sex, I started having, like, pains in my pelvic area and also, like, burning when I urinated. So I was worried about it, and I went to the health center, and I had a pap smear done, gynecological check, whatever.
Did they do a culture?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they said that everything was fine. They
Good.
even gave me a test for chlamydia.
Mm-hmm. Good.
And it turned out to be negative.
Good.
So, but
You didn't wear a condom?
No, it was unprotected.
Uh-huh. Who was this guy?
He was a friend of my roommate's that he came over, pretty often, and we hung out and stuff.
Uh-huh. How old was he?
He's 20.
Uh-huh.
So.
All right. And this is the first time you slept with him?
Yeah.
Did you say you were a virgin before this?
No.
No. No. But you didn't see fit to wear a condom?
I guess I just didn't think about it.
All right. Oh, what the hell. What did he do, pull out?
Yeah.
He did.
And you're not pregnant?
No.
Did you get a pregnancy test?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
And what is your question for us?
Well, just keep going until you get pregnant, man. Okay?
Okay. Well, I had told him about the pains that I was having, and he had said something like he was having them too, and that, like, it was burning when he urinated.
Huh.
And so it kind of scared me a little, and I hadn't talked to him for a while, but I just talked to him today. And he said that he had gone, and they found out that he had herpes. So, okay.
And he definitely didn't know about it before.
See, I'm not sure of that.
You never know.
Is there any chance you
the thing
had,
I'm scared of is that, he could have had it before and just not told me.
or not known, or maybe you've had it before and not known?
Yeah, that's my question, basically. If neither one of us had any symptoms, like showing at the time or anything.
Herpes can be rather mild. The initial outbreak, though uncomfortable, can be relatively easily missed. Not easily, but sometimes missed. Women might think it's a yeast infection or something. It just get, burning and itching, and it goes away after a while.
How's a guy miss it?
It talks himself out of it. If the rash goes away. I had a rash there. Oh, maybe it was yeast or something, Adam. And then it goes away.
Listen.
What?
Forget it. All right, Megan.
So the check that I got at, the gynecologist, she wouldn't have been able to detect it.
Not necessarily. She should have been able to if there was something obvious. But sometimes it can be very mild and not be detectable. Really, the only way for sure, that nose sound is just really delightful. Would you take some cold medicine, for crying out loud?
Yeah, you got any?
I'll get it for you.
I took a bunch of pills at home.
Oh, jeez.
I'm telling you.
Well, if you'd figure out what it is you're taking, I can maybe help you.
Hey, they all say the same crap. It relieves this and relieves that, so I take a handful of those. That's all.
Anyway, Megan, herpes, typically, it's a virus. It can be easily transmitted. It'll sometimes flare when you have an encounter with a new partner. So it would make sense that both of you would have symptoms if one of you had it and didn't know it. The initial outbreak is usually more intense. It's usually a flu-like thing with a lot of swelling and pelvic pain. It's swelling of the pelvic lymph nodes. All right. And then a rash that follows and goes away and comes back.
Ken.
Yes.
23.
Yes. Dr. Drew, I was wondering if you could help me out and give me some direction here. I have a 3-year-old daughter, and my father is kind of under suspicion of molesting her.
Oh, my God.
So we're, hesitant to go over there. We don't we don't go over there to visit much.
Yeah.
Why are you suspicious?
Well, there were, like, inappropriate things where, like, he'd take her into the room to change his pants or, like, weird situations like that. But anyway, the point is this.
Wait, give us another example.
All right. Another, like, we told him, like, well, don't let her play with your nipples. and they'll end up like we'll come in and they'll end up be playing with each other's nipples.
Well, what has he ever done anything to any other kids?
Nothing to know of.
To you?
No.
Or your siblings?
No.
Because it's kind of weird. Usually it's something you embark on fairly early, and you get your own kids.
Have you ever
is
been
it something you lay off until the grandkids come around?
Not typically. Have you ever been sexually abused by anybody, Ken?
Nothing to know of.
Your wife?
Yes.
Has been sexually abused?
Yes.
Okay, so she's in a total panic about any males dealing with this young child.
Who abused her? Her grandfather?
No, just I'm not sure if it was family members or not.
All right, so this is really
wait
about.
a minute. You don't know if it was a family member or not?
She can't remember?
I don't know.
Hold on, Ken. There's a woman you're married to, right?
Yeah.
And she was molested, right?
Yeah.
And
she was raped and early on I believe it was her grandfather.
all right, that's what I'm asking. Do you see where the connection is?
So
Ken, I mean, how come you're reluctant to follow that course?
That trail.
You know what I mean?
Well, what I'm getting to is that now he wants to serve me with papers for visitation rights, and he's saying that he's going to take her for a weekend or weeks over the summer.
Right. Okay.
He's going to serve you. It's very bizarre.
This is your dad?
Yeah.
Okay. How are things with your dad and you? Not good?
Not good.
Okay.
Because of this, or were they never good?
Never.
All right. So this is a good way to sort of get back at your dad for whatever kinds of emotional abuse he's levied at you in the past. You collude with your wife, who's in a total panic about men in general, particularly grandfathers, makes him a criminal. Because God forbid he is physically close with it. I mean, it's a little weird and
you don't want to gloss over.
No, you want.
But
hey, the parents should be in the presence of the child all the time anyway.
Right. Where are your kids now, Drew?
With my wife.
Oh, okay. You said parents.
Parent.
Plural.
A parent.
Oh, okay. Now it's just one.
A primary gene
By 11
donor.
o'clock, it'll be the nanny. Don't worry.
Oh, no.
Yes.
No.
Yes. And then it'll just be some drunk neighbor guy.
No.
Believe me, I know how you work, Drew. All right, Ken.
Yeah.
All right, so here's the situation. Where's your mother?
With my father.
Uh-huh. And what's she think? Do you have any kind of relationship with her?
Not really.
Okay. And is there anything concrete other than a few things that could be interpreted a few different ways? You know what I'm saying?
No, but I mean, we've gone to counseling and brought it up, and they said that, well, since you do,
Have you spoken to your daughter? Has she said anything?
Yeah, you can't really. 3-year-olds.
You can't?
Yeah.
They can't?
No, you can't really.
You
rely
can't
on-
sweat them a little?
No.
All right, so Ken, here's what we think is going on, but we may be wrong. Here's our take. Your wife was molested by this horrible grandfather of hers, and so obviously she's scared to death of grandparents and daughters because she has assumed the role of the daughter and the grandparent is the grandparent, and she's reliving this horrible thing. So obviously she, like when somebody almost drowns in a pool and they're 5 and they can't go near the water anymore.
I understand that.
All right,
And Ken, you're a perfect accomplice with her because you hate your dad for whatever reason.
You have some unfinished business and some issues with dad and a little anger with dad. So this is maybe working out this way. On the other hand, that could just all be coincidence, and he could actually be a molester. But he didn't molest you. He didn't molest any other of your siblings, and no one else. As far as you know, and it seems bizarre that he would get started at the ripe old age of 65 in the molestation business.
And really, what you've got to do is just be with him, with the child all the time. You don't have to.
Well, yeah, that's what I want to do, but he's telling me that he's going to be able to get her for a weekend.
All right, Ken, I think what you need to do is sort of.
Don't worry about that. You're the parent.
No,
Don't
right.
worry. That will not
Here's
happen.
the situation.
That's what I'm getting.
That won't
will not
happen. But Ken, here's what I think you need to do. I think you need to go have a sit-down man-to-man with Dad and say, look, the kid's getting caught in between us. The wife's a mess.
Curiosity, does your dad already hate your wife?
Yeah.
Okay. To begin with, that relationship was already a mess.
Right.
Yeah, so that's where a lot of this is coming
But
from.
Ken, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go and bury the hatchet with Dad. I don't want you to apologize to him. I don't think you owe him one. But I think you need to sit down and you need to say, look, I'm an adult, I'm married, I have a child, the kid, his head's getting spun around, the kid loves the grandparents, but when the folks are feuding, this is a nightmare. let's not get the kid caught up and have him go through the same crap I went through and my wife went through growing up. For the kid's sake, let's have the adults act like adults for a change. You know what I mean? I don't want to get into a custody battle. I don't want to get lawyers involved. Let's just talk things out. Let's be sensible. And, God forbid someone gets hit by a car and dies the next day. And then the other person has to walk around, filled with all this guilt and anger for the rest of their life. Please, people, you're human beings. You have the gift of language. Please use it once in a while. Feel free to use the communication gift.
And don't forget rational thought. Capacity for thought.
Right, and
Use
remember
that too.
who the damn adults are here. Please, everybody.
Big people take care of little people.
Good.
That's it.
That's right. All right, Drew. Sell the hell out of the next one, please.
We're going to go back to GHB. If somebody wants to share her experience.
No,
yes,
no,
we are.
please,
Yes, we are.
Drew. It is not GHB
yes, we are.
night.
Well, now it is. Just next call for
All right, tomorrow night's bra night. Okay.
What
that's
night?
good.
Yeah.
All right.
The voices are trying to throw me off while I'm trying to concentrate on this.
Okay, you're safe.
Thank you. LoveLine will be right back.
All right, tomorrow night, and John Favreau. Yeah, I pronounced that right. He wrote and he was in Swingers,
Yeah,
too,
he
right?
wrote, directed,
He's the
everything.
man. Yeah.
He's awesome.
Yeah. Actually, Cordy, Ann?
Yes, I know
He said
Cordy.
John gave him a little grief when he came to the Swingers party the other week.
Why was that?
Said Cordy was standing at the door and John walked in and said, and Cordy said, do you have a ticket or something? And he pushed him a little bit and got in his face. Oh.
We'll talk about it tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll get into that. All right. Leave me alone, Ann. Not everything's exciting. All right. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. Madam Corolla, that is Dr. Drew, and this is Carla, 20. You're on LoveLine.
Hi.
Hey.
I was just calling because you guys
Yeah.
know a little bit more about G.
Yes.
I tried it last semester, and I heard bad things about it.
What'd you hear?
Just like one of my friends got kind of into a comatose state one night, and just scary things like that. But I was with some friends, and we had a little. It wasn't anything like I expected. It was like a liquid, and we dissolved it in a drink.
Where'd you get? Was it a powder or something you dissolved in this drink?
No, it was just like this liquid stuff.
And you just poured it into a drink.
Yeah, and you had to drink it quickly before it dissolved.
Where do you get it?
I don't know where they got it.
Oh, please.
No,
Doesn't anyone know where they get anything anymore?
No.
Hell, like I know. Hey, you go to the park. Back when I used to do drugs, I could tell you what park to go to.
Oh, yeah?
You go to the park.
Oh, we don't go. I don't know. I don't go.
I don't even go to the park anymore to get drugs.
No, I don't think so.
What's happened to this country that people don't go to the park to score anymore?
I don't know.
There's no lids, there's no dime bags, there's no guy at the park.
So, Carla, what happened to you?
We got to get back to a value system here, Drew.
Well, I tried it, and I guess I did a little bit more than I probably should have for doing it for the first time. And I was just sitting down for a while, and all of a sudden, I just couldn't move. And everyone's like, come on, let's go, we're going to a party. And I was like, all right, I think I can get up. And it took me forever to get up, and I just felt kind of drunk, but more like it was like a tranquilizer.
Right, that's the way to do it.
And then I got into the car, and I got motion sickness, and
threw up?
got sick.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I was fine. I didn't feel like passing out or anything.
How much did it cost?
I think for 4 people, they got it for $15.
4 people?
Mhm.
Jeez, you can't even, that's like a 12-pack of good beer.
I don't know, but I was
Very economical drug.
I was just sick all night, and one of my friends who did it, she passed out 3 times in 15 minutes.
How were you the next day?
The next day I was fine.
How long did it last for?
For a good 6 or 7 hours.
All right, Drew, are you getting paid for this?
No, but I'm interested in this.
No?
'cause Let's just do
Little
one more.
bit?
No.
Really?
Let's do one more GHB call.
Here's the situation. We have a writer from People Magazine here, and they're doing a story on this GHB, and Drew's trying to suck some information out of the LoveLine audience.
That's like, learn something.
That's fine. What is this GHB?
It's a drug.
I know, but what do they do with it?
They drink it. It's a GABA.
I know, but who invented it and what for?
I don't know. I don't know what the history of it is. It was originally available in the back of muscle magazines to enhance growth hormone circulating levels. And people thought they could get more muscle growth out of it, and they found out they got intoxicated when they use it, and then it became a street drug.
All right. Well, if it works, it works.
Just do line one, and then I'll be done with that.
Line
this is
one?
very interesting. Yeah.
All right.
Come on.
Any call Drew labels as interesting has got to be a complete bore. Mary.
Yes.
26.
Hi.
Hey.
Okay, I'm calling. My father's been using G with his wife. Okay, and they moved out her son from North Carolina, who's addicted to heroin. So, and she's been giving him G for like a couple weeks without telling him to help detox him. And then she just finally told him. So, and then I was talking to my aunt, and she was telling me that my dad told her that he's been spending like $150 a month on it.
How does he get it?
Well, okay, one of her ex-husbands who lives in Iowa is getting it, and I think he's like mail ordering it
That's
from
what I heard,
Europe.
mail order stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, all right. That's a very interesting idea, though, because we actually, when I'm detoxing people from heroin, I actually do use drugs that have a similar effect on the brain to GHB. It's a very interesting thing that this woman has found.
Yeah.
Let me just tell you, though, I mean, they won't do much for the heroin detox. It certainly won't make it any.
He's drinking now. So.
Yeah, that's people. Anybody who does heroin knows you can use alcohol to detox too. And it's not a safe way to detox, and it will not stop your drug addiction because you'll just switch either over to something else or get right back onto the heroin.
Did you say your dad and mom are doing it?
It's my stepmom, my dad, yeah.
They need treatment.
What are they doing? What's their
He's a
excuse?
hippie. That's
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, this is more than hippies. It's just junkie. It's not hippie, it's
Let
junkie.
me tell you something. There's a couple of things. You can be a hippie up until about 30, 35, and then you become druggy and loser.
Yeah.
Meaning, it's cool to like sell tie-dye shirts for a living and drop a little acid on the weekends and drive around.
That's cool.
Well, what I'm saying is when you get to a certain age, you can not, if you don't change your lifestyle at all, you can do the same things you did when you were 25. You just eventually you become
loser.
No, the label is junkie, meaning you could have the exact same lifestyle you had at 25 as you do at 35, but you're no longer a hippie. You're now a junkie.
Right.
You see? Because the hippie thing can only go on so long. All right, he's an engineer?
Yeah.
What's he designed?
Well, he works
Airplanes.
for aircraft company.
Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, he's fine.
Oh, getting chest pain.
All right. All right. What part does he work on? Any important things or like serving trays or something?
No, he does. I don't know really.
Wings.
Okay. All right, Mary.
Mary, get us some help. I mean, this heroin addiction is.
You know what? I can't do anything for him.
You're right. Correct, Mary. That is correct. But if you have the opportunity, that heroin addiction, the disease, the addiction that they cause is just terrible. And
Yeah, I mean, my dad's been a pot smoker all his life.
Well, pot and heroin go hand in hand, believe it or not.
Pot is like, well, let me tell you something. Pot is the parsley on the side of the druggy plate. It is there for everything.
But
So
in
stop making this connection all the time.
In terms of the people who have this sort of tremendous euphoric and subjectively positive experience from opiates, they tend to also have a similar experience from marijuana. And you find that marijuana addicts often are the people that later become opiate
I'm
addicts.
tired of this whole marijuana stepping stone BS.
No, it's not. Look, I'm not into that stepping stone thing. It is the case, though, that if you go on to something else, your entry drug was that.
Well,
illicit
it's
drug.
like saying, look, most alcohol.
Hey, tobacco is your ultimate entry drug.
All right,
Okay?
absolutely. And let me say this as well. It's a retarded argument because it's like saying, most people that become alcoholics that get hooked on the hard stuff, they start with beer. Well, everybody starts with beer. You know what I mean? I mean, you don't do heroin when you're 14. You smoke grass.
These days, people do.
Once in a while.
Yeah.
All right, at 12, you don't do heroin. You smoke grass.
Yeah.
And when you're 14, you don't drink scotch. You drink beer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or Boone's Farm or something. And then you just sort of progress your way up as you make more money and you mature and all that kind of stuff. I don't go for all this. And this entry level stuff is brainwashing by the government to avoid some more serious facts, in my opinion.
Like what?
Well, I mean, like dealing with why people do drugs, dealing with the society that we live in that creates these generations of people that need to be sedated, whether it be caffeine or sugar or marijuana or acid or whatever it is. Let's figure out why people want to do drugs. This close off the borders and blame everything on pot and raid guys that got a few hemp plants going on in the bed down in their basement. This is a ridiculous
So what do you do? Why do people use
approach to
drugs?
this.
Why do you think people use drugs?
Well, they feel they're empty.
Yeah.
They need to be filled up with
Yeah.
something.
Crappy parents.
They have no lives, and
Yeah.
they want to make their lives more exciting.
Mhm.
That's all.
How you gonna give people
What?
meaning? How you gonna give people meaning and education and good parenting and empathy? How you gonna do that to 200 million Americans?
Right. First thing you do is you stop having those 200 million Americans have more unwanted Americans,
Right.
and you basically take it from there. And meanwhile, you try to take care of the ones you got already.
All right.
But we got to start new. We're
right.
starting from scratch.
A new generation.
The Adam Carolla Weed and Seed Program.
This will be the Adam Carolla generation.
Yes, a rake is.
Forget that XYZ stuff. We'll get all the way up to Z, and then Adam Carolla follows that. Okay.
Right.
All right.
Yes.
Sure.
The Adam Carolla rake will be dragged through your town soon. Look for it. Andrea.
Yes.
16. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. My problem basically is my boyfriend and I, we try like funky stuff, And one time he was like, hey, let's put ice cubes inside you. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, wait, stop right there. That obviously is not something that, judging by the tone of your voice, was something that was tremendously appealing to you.
No, not really.
Why did you do it?
I don't know. It sounded kind of fun, and I was kind of drunk, so. Yeah.
Why doesn't Andrea suggest things that you guys should be doing together rather than he suggesting things?
I don't know, because I was drunk and I was kind of.
Yeah, but in general, why don't you be the one that's.
You want to gamble, Drew?
No.
All right.
I would say average upbringing, Andrea.
Really?
Andrea is John Q.
Public?
Yes.
She's
Because
John-
no, not say that Andrea is
Ice Cube pubic is
no,
what
but
she is.
it's that young women are not taught to assert their needs ahead of the man. It's whatever the man wants to keep them happy.
I don't know. Andrea, anything weird happen to you?
I was molested 4 times when I was little.
All right.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm taking $1 for
All
that, Drew. Sorry. Thank you, Andrea. I feel sorry that you were molested, but I thank you for the $1. All right.
Who did that?
Listen, Andrea.
Wait, Anna came in and wrote something on my board here. Why do you bring that up?
Just sticking things up the vagina.
The Alka-Seltzer thing?
Yes.
All right. Andrea, listen, we got to go to break.
Okay.
All right, but I'm going to put you on hold.
Okay.
And we're going to get to the bottom of this vagina thing.
All right.
All right?
Okay.
All right, so just stay put. And while you're on hold, don't put anything up there.
Okay.
And keep the phone dry. And we'll be back.
I don't think they're aware of how much they suck.
Hey, that's not very nice. You kissed my mother with that mouth? I mean, your mother?
LoveLine will be right back.
All right, I'm Adam Carolla. That is my nose. This is Dr. Drew. That is his hose, and we'll be back in 10 seconds.
This is LoveLine on
Radio
Station.
I feel kind of humbled by your astute observations on Andrea. I was ready just to believe that so many of our young lady listeners and of our public out here aren't able to assert themselves just by virtue of how people are raised.
There's a lot of that, but Andrea is a regular guinea pig,
Yeah.
and she was. Here's one of the tip-offs for me. By the way they describe the acts being done to them.
As though
sometimes
like it's an abstract thing.
It's matter of fact.
Yeah.
And it's degrading.
Yeah.
To a degree. Like
Yeah.
So
The carrot
we were
or
like, I was
something,
driving with my boyfriend, and he was finger banging me,
Right,
you know, and then he asked me to get him a beer, but I was trying to give him a beer while he was finger banging me, and but here's my question,
Right.
you know, and it's like, oh, wait a minute, you're taking this whole thing very casually.
Yeah, this degrading, abusive posture that your boyfriend has. Yeah.
Right.
Which is really what Andrea was saying, too. Stuff's being done to her on his behalf.
Right.
Okay.
All right, Andrea.
Andrea?
What the hell happened to Andrea?
You there?
I'm here.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right. So your initial question was, is your boyfriend put some ice cubes up you?
Yeah.
And there was some irritation.
Well, like, that was like Monday night,
Right.
and like we were having sex yesterday, and like within like 7 minutes, I dried up completely.
Uh-huh.
And we had to like break out the KY because it was like
Right.
desert down there.
You using any protection?
Yes.
Really?
Mhm.
What are you using?
Condoms, and I'm on the pill.
Really?
Mhm.
What happened? You already had an abortion?
No,
Really?
I refuse to, and I'm not old enough to have a kid, so.
Wow. All right. What happened? All right. So, but you got molested when you were younger?
Yeah,
By 4 people or 4 times?
4 times.
Uh-huh. Who was?
My brother and his friends.
Where's your brother now?
He's in his room sleeping.
Okay. Smack him with a pillow if you would. How old is he?
He's 18 now.
Uh-huh. And what's up with him?
He has a fiance, and she's pregnant, and
All right. Beautiful.
Yeah,
Good.
they're-
We need
More abused kids.
sons of molesters. We need more kiddies. I hope it's a guy so he can carry the family torch of molestation. All right. Now, where's his fiance?
she's at home. She doesn't know about it though.
All right. But did he ever get any help for that?
Mm-mm.
And how do you feel about that?
Kind of hurt. It's like I have nightmares about it
Yeah.
because it was both mental and physical.
Well, how old were you?
I was like 5.
And by the way, physical is mental.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like saying, well, the guy put a gun to my head and dragged me away from the ATM and threw me in the trunk of the car. That's physical, but believe me, there's a whole mental part that
Yeah.
goes along with that. So being molested means there was mental anguish involved too.
Yeah.
And so him and his friend did this.
His friends.
Oh.
And you at 5 and him at 7?
Mhm.
Somebody abused him
friend
too.
was 9 though.
Look, somebody abused him too. Believe me.
What happened to him?
I have no idea.
All right.
The scariest thing of all is that he's going to abuse his child. And if you can do anything to prevent that from happening, please call Child Protective Services, Department of Social Services, anything.
Did the folks?
How would you?
I don't know. Thank goodness he's had the presence of mind to knock up a girl. How old's his fiance?
She's 16 also. She's
Oh,
one
my
of my really good friends.
Oh my God!
All right, it's time for the mercy killers, Drew. we got to bring back the mercy. Forget this Kevorkian. We need the mercy killers. All right, Andrea.
Mhm.
All right, this whole thing's a mess.
Yeah.
Now, listen, I'm going to save you from yourself and your family.
Okay.
Where are your parents?
My mom's in her room asleep.
Uh-huh.
My dad lives across town with his wife.
Uh-huh. And did they ever know about this whole molestation episode?
No. They, up until I was 10, I shared a room with my brother.
Why don't you tell him about it now?
I had trouble telling him my dentist hit me.
Your dentist hit you?
Yeah.
What'd you do, bite down on his finger?
No, I had Dr. and he's a wonderful dentist, and now he's, like, in some other city because someone said something finally.
Your dentist hit you?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Don't mention any more names, by the way.
Oh, okay,
but
I'm sorry.
What the hell? Okay, we got that out. Here's the point.
Yeah?
Did he do anything sexual to you?
No. Mm-mm.
He just hit you?
Yeah.
Was he out of anesthetic?
I don't know. I was a little snotting.
And he whacked you one?
Yeah.
My dentist hit me.
You had a dentist hit
yeah,
you?
when I was like 5 years old.
Really?
Because I was shaking. I was so nervous, and he just across the face.
He did one of those get hold of yourself
Yeah,
whacks?
yeah.
All right. I could understand that.
Yeah, and he used the braces clamps to hold your mouth open while he was working in there.
All right. This is a scene from Marathon Man.
A Clockwork Orange.
Yes. No, Marathon Man. There's a whole dentistry part in that. All right. Thank you, Drew. All right, Andrea.
Mhm.
All right. This is a complete mess.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shake the Etch-a-Sketch, and we're gonna start new with Andrea.
Okay.
All right. Your your brother has something wrong with him.
Mhm.
Understand that.
Yeah.
And steer clear of this guy. And his friends, for that matter.
Well, his friend died in a car accident last year. I was,
Okay. How'd you feel about
I'm overwhelmed.
I was really happy, actually. And it
I'm
was hard
so-
because my brother was sad. So I was like, woohoo, yay.
that. There's a little karma, but I think the whole molestation thing balanced out the karma.
But it was probably that kid that really maybe have sexually abused her brother in the first place. Because child-on-child sexual abuse is the most common form right now.
Was this guy
One of the most-
older than your brother?
He was 9 when
He was 9.
when the brother was 7 and molesting Andrew.
Huh. Okay. All right. Anyway, let's not live in the past.
Okay.
Here's the deal. Can your brother's girlfriend have an abortion, by the way?
She won't.
Why? Because she has some sort of standards?
Well, yeah, we both do.
Can you talk her out of marrying your brother, maybe having the child and raising it separately from him?
No, forget that. Give the kid up. Have an abortion. How
Give it up for
far
adoption.
along
Give
is
it up
she?
for adoption.
She's 3.5 months.
How about giving the child up for adoption?
I don't think they want to do that. I'm not sure. I mean,
Well,
they're like
he wants to groom this child for his abuse farm. It's just ridiculous.
Okay. Hold on. Engineer Mike, put that on a cart, would you? The groom for the abuse farm line? All right. Oh, really? Ah, damn it. All right, Andrea.
Yeah.
We're going on way too long. Here's
Yeah.
the situation. Your compass is all screwed up.
My compass?
Yes, your sexual compass is spinning around like an altimeter when a plane is in a nosedive.
Okay.
You come from a big band of crazies, to say the least, and a dangerous family. And it's no wonder you're hooked up with a guy who's experimenting on you like a lab rat. Don't let him put anything else up you.
Okay.
Please,
let him do
don't
anything-
worry about satisfying him.
Yeah,
worry
nothing-
about yourself.
Yeah, nothing
please.
you don't want to do. Don't do
Take
anything
care
you
of
don't wanna
yourself. Please take care of yourself. Don't have any children. And when your brother's fiance has a child, I want you to snatch it right from her vagina, put it in a basket, and send it down a river, and let some Amish family raise it.
do. Some Egyptian prince or
Anybody.
queen.
Yes. Anybody but them. Hell, pack wolves. Mark, 20, you're on LoveLine.
What's up, guys?
Hey.
Let me just say you guys are the illest out on the East.
We're ill?
Yep.
You damn straight. I can barely breathe.
All right. I've been dating this girl for about 8 months now, and Valentine's Day I sort of got dissed because she said she was going out with her parents, but I just sort of found out the other night she went out with her friends and hung out with this concert and sort of becoming a groupie. And I don't know.
That's
I'm one of those,
cold-blooded, Holmes.
For what band?
It's this group, local group around the D.C. area.
Yeah. What are they called?
Circle of Hate.
I'm down with that.
All right.
Oh, yes. I've busted a move to their the jive that they dropped once.
All right, but
What's going on? So you're mad at her for lying to you, right?
Sort of, yeah. And I'm sort of I just found out she's the guys have been actually coming over and hanging out at her house, and every time I'm supposed to go over, she'll go, you can't come over today. And
She's done.
That's it.
This is
Put
over,
a fork in her.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
You
I'm
can't
sorta-
compete
I
with a
sorta
guy in
wanna
a
be the
band.
Nice guy. I don't want to be a jerk and go, okay, but I sort of want to be a nice guy.
No.
No.
She's not being nice to you. She's showing no compassion for your feelings whatsoever. And if she wants to carry on like this, believe me, she'll be back looking for Mark in no time.
Yeah.
But I would suggest you stay away.
You make the booty call, you break her down once, and then that's it. Or break her off.
No, just,
whatever that is.
Just get out. I mean, she wants to do other things with her time right now, and it's going to hurt you. Don't put up with this. It's a painful experience. It's unnecessary to go through.
All right.
I don't care how much you like her. She is just in a different place right now.
All right, Drew. This is probably a little too cathartic for you. What do you do for a living, Mark?
I'm a photographer.
Uh-huh. Really?
Yeah.
For a living?
Yeah, skateboard photographer.
Now, do you just photograph the skateboards themselves, or are there actual guys on top of them?
Actually, guys on them.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
Work
hey.
for a magazine and everything.
Really?
Yep.
You want to give a shout out to the magazine and all your?
Shout out to the Fridge. Check it out, East Coast Mag.
All right, Mark. Listen, I don't care if you photograph people on skateboards. You still can't compete with a guy in a band, even at the local level. You understand?
Yeah.
All right. This is why everyone should join a band.
As though
I'm starting a band.
How many guys in bands actually maintain relationships though with these groupies? No, come on.
They don't.
She's gonna get pummeled.
But let me. Oh, absolutely.
You know, and she is not a healthy person to send herself down that road.
But let me tell you something about bands, Drew. I don't know if you know this. You don't have to be in U2 in order to get laid. I mean, you can be in a local band that no one's ever heard of outside of your, city limits, and not even a good band, and not even necessarily a popular band. What is that?
Mike?
And you can still get plenty of chicks. What, that humming?
It's driving me crazy.
Oh, I can barely hear it. I think my ears are clogged up.
Yeah.
Is that what happens?
Yeah.
That's why I can't hear myself snorting all night?
Right. Yeah, like that?
I haven't smelled one of my own farts in like 3 days.
Oh, jeez.
I just realized that the other day.
I was so embarrassed for you.
I really feel deprived. Deanna.
Yeah,
Hey, you're 22.
I'm freezing out here.
Where are you?
I'm at a payphone.
Really?
Yes.
Where?
I'm in Valencia.
All right, I want you to drop your pants and push your ass against the window.
No way.
Okay.
Go ahead. What's up?
I was just calling for Drew.
Yeah.
Actually, I love you both. You guys are rad.
Thank you.
You were talking about GHB earlier.
Yes.
And how you were wondering like where it's coming from and why everyone's doing it.
Right.
Everyone's doing it because it enhances ecstasy.
It does it comes hand in hand with ecstasy. People when ecstasy comes on strong, GHB suddenly reappears. So I've certainly noticed that. Yeah.
I mean, you take them both? You take them at the same time?
I think it sounds like that's what Deanna's telling us. I've not heard that, but I've certainly seen them come on strong together when they're both being used.
Oh, yes, it does.
Yeah.
It does big time.
It enhances the effect of ecstasy. In what way?
People actually call it liquid E.
Liquid E.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but meaning... Oh, jeez, I can't... My nose is... this is enough.
This is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You mean you take them both simultaneously?
Well, you take ecstasy and about after you're done peaking.
Right.
About right when you're done, actually, you just take 2 capsules of G.
And that extends the
and then it just
effect.
makes it feel like you're peaking again.
Uh-huh.
But see, people don't know enough about it. Like I didn't, and I did like 6 in an hour.
Yeah.
And I mean, I just freaked out. You totally lose complete control of your body.
Huh.
You just freak out.
Like that one caller we had a while ago. She had to be held down by police and taken off to the paramedic.
What's your mind doing while your body's freaking?
Your mind is panicking because you can't see. Your eyes are just completely going blurry.
I can't do this. See?
And you can't handle it.
You get to a certain age where you don't want to freak out anymore.
Right. Well, I mean, I've done enough of everything to know that this drug is just, people don't need to mess with it.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Deanna.
Thank you, Deanna.
No problem.
Bye-bye. Yeah, warm yourself up.
The reason I can't do drugs anymore, any serious drugs, is because I know too much.
Right.
I'm too smart now.
It's too scary.
I have too much.
You also value your life, too.
No, it's not that. There's too much in the vault that will come pouring out.
Oh, I see.
See, when you get high, like on acid or mushrooms or something like that, or even just too high off pot, your mind just sort of, the gate swings open and whatever's in the barn comes running out and takes a dump somewhere. When you're 17, there's not a whole lot floating around up there. If you had a normal childhood and everything, you're thinking about, sports, and you dig some chick at school as a cheerleader, whatever it is. But at this age now, I've been through so many crappy relationships. I got so many issues with my family. I got this damn house that's falling apart and all this crap. If I got high now on mushrooms, I would go insane. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. There's too much weirdness floating around. I think that's why people stop it when they get older. Rick, 23.
Yeah, how you doing?
Hey.
I got like 3 problems, and I was wondering if they're interrelated somehow. A while back, I had a dream, like really intense sexual dream about a friend of mine, and it's another guy, and I'm not gay. And it aroused me a lot. When I woke up, I was aroused, and it kind of repulses me, you know what I mean?
All right, so you're not gay.
Right.
Okay, you had a same-sex dream. That's
right. Another thing too is, right around about that time, since then, I'm not able to orgasm when I'm having sex with my girlfriend, and I'm getting like a hostile feeling towards her while I'm having sex too. Like sometimes it's like I want to hit her, you know.
Huh.
And I was wondering if all this is...
How's the relationship going?
Great. I mean, we've been together for a year and a half. I mean, this is starting to drive me nuts, though, man.
Let's try that again. How's the relationship going?
It's going great.
Just one more time for fun.
Yeah, except for the fact that...
hold on, Drew. Amuse me here. We got time tonight. How's the relationship going, Rick?
It's going good. I mean, the
Right,
only
he's
thing...
downgraded it to good. That's okay.
Well, I mean, that's just a...
Besides the part about you wanting to beat her while you're having sex with her.
Huh? No, it's not that. It's just like, I don't know if it's just because that other thing is driving me crazy or it's sticking in my head.
All right, you're wrestling with your sexuality a little bit, Rick.
But I suspect it's something else other than sexuality. That's more of a smokescreen for something else, I bet you.
Really?
I bet you.
What do you think?
I don't know. What? That's why I'm wondering what the relationship is like. Is it getting real close or real intense or real... Is something happening that's never happened to you before in this relationship?
No, nothing like this has ever happened before.
No. In terms of the kinds of feelings you're having about your girlfriend.
Oh, no.
Not the negative feelings, the positive feelings.
Oh, well, it's been pretty much the same for... Well, we've been together for about a year and a half, and it's been the same for about 6 or 7 months, I guess. As far as the way I feel about her and everything.
All right.
Ever since I had this dream, I don't know if I'm freaking out because of it or what.
All right. What do you think you're thinking about before you went to bed that night that may have brought that dream on?
I don't know. Actually, I had it like twice.
Okay.
Same dream, same guy, everything.
All right.
Maybe it is your sexuality being something coming up.
Do you really hate the gay people?
No, I don't hate gay.
You don't feel any hostility
I don't
toward
wanna,
them?
You know, I mean, it's cool to hang out with them and everything, but
Right.
when they're done doing whatever we're doing together and they want to go hang out with other gay people, I'm gonna go have a beer or something. You know what I mean?
Did you ever have any traumatic sexual experiences when you were growing up?
No.
Nothing.
No.
All right. Well, then listen, we're stumped. Well, we need something to go off of, by the way. Drew is the Sherlock Holmes of screwed up teenagers, but even Drew, even Sherlock Holmes needs a lock of hair, fiber sample, a fingerprint. He needs something. Drew wasn't getting anything.
No.
There. I'm sure he's going to spit out a half-baked theory any minute now, but it won't mean anything, so don't bother.
I don't know what it is. I mean, something's bothering him. It's very weird that he wants to beat his girlfriend and he feels that degree of hostility towards her. It's something rather complex is going on with this young man, and I don't know what it is.
All right, Joel.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, we can only help you as much as you want to be helped. Joel, you're 25.
Yes, sir.
Hey.
How you doing?
Good.
Dr. Drew.
Hey.
Had a question for you. Was listening to the show tonight, and you made a reference to pot and heroin.
What I said was that people who have the biological predisposition to have a very positive subjective experience from opiates frequently experience that same experience from marijuana.
What do you mean a subjective experience?
That not everybody has a great experience from opiates. Some people feel terrible when they take opiates.
Right. Well, where's subjective experience made?
That they themselves experience they are aware of a very euphoric experience.
Okay.
It's not just a distant rewarding, some kind of biological process that some parts of addiction are. This is actually a euphoria that is very intense and very, very difficult to not pursue.
Because I've done both.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a daily smoker of pot, and heroin scares me. It was really, really enjoyable for me.
Yes, it's more enjoyable than pot. Believe me, it will take
100%.
Yeah, it will take over if you do that. But the people that are prone to daily pot smoke have a similar kind of experience from that drug. It's as though their engine is charged up to be activated in the same way by these two substances.
Okay, because there are so many more things that can happen to you in a negative way when you do heroin, and it just sounds sometimes like
heroin causes a much more severe form of addiction.
It just sounds like you're grouping them together, and one is a really harmful drug and a really addictive drug, and the other one, it's really hard to accept the both of those in the same sentence. being.
Right,
I can understand their opiates.
All right, listen, it's like lumping together BB guns and
a Glock 9.
handguns.
Right.
Right. Hey, nice specific handgun reference there, Joel.
No, it's.
You know, it's like, hey, they're both guns. Yes, they both do some damage. Yes, you could get hurt, but one
if
of them
you
is
shoot yourself
really.
in the leg with a BB gun, you're not going to lose the leg.
No, because
one is lethal, and the
not,
other one.
Not everybody can be a heroin addict. Heroin is not addictive to everybody. You have to be set up biologically to be addicted to it.
What about these reports that I've heard that they have found receptors in the brain for THC and that it's not physically addictive in that way?
The presence the presence of the receptor was to build a theory of addiction. Because
if you have a receptor, it means you're prone to it, right?
Right. But by the way, the THC receptors are distributed throughout the brain. We don't know what they do.
I got to smoke some pot. Yeah. It's been so long.
Look.
I am.
Let me say categorically, I could care less if people smoke pot. I'm not against pot. I don't care, but I'm against ignorance. I hate this defensiveness around that drug. Just please, let's talk about what happens with this drug. What we actually observe
hey,
with marijuana.
the doctors want to talk about it now. Interesting.
I don't know
so
if
long
everybody
they didn't want to discuss it.
I want to. The ignorance around this drug and the defensiveness makes me sick.
All right. Well, let me explain what went on. For years and years and years, people have been trying to look into the benefits of marijuana and the negative effects of marijuana.
Let's have a discussion.
And
let's discuss about whether it should be legal. Let's have a rational discussion about it, but only in the context of the reality of this drug.
Absolutely, but the government does not want to partake in that conversation. They don't want to have a dialogue.
It's
All
like
they want
neither
to
sides do, Adam.
No.
No, everybody is so defensive. It's ridiculous.
Well, it's
ridiculous.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Please, Drew, watch your mouth.
All right.
Let me explain what's going on. The government has taken such a hard, fast stance against marijuana for so long, and they're talking about all the negative effects of it, and it's to the point where people can't, we can't have hemp farms. Even though this is a strain of the marijuana plant that you cannot get high off of, we can, make all this rope and fiber and what are those two brothers? Woody Harrelson and his brother can, they'll make a sale out of this crap, for Christ's sake. But the point is we can't even do that because the government will not have a dialogue. It's bad, it's evil, that's all we want to hear. And so what happens when you do that is you get this counter reaction to it. It's a bunch of people taking the furthest.
They're also defensive.
They're
right?
defensive because they have to be defensive, because the government will not have a normal dialogue with this. They won't do testing. They won't say, yes, there's some medical benefits for some people. They won't say, okay, if a guy wants to do this, it's his business. They won't say, yeah, I bet we could grow some hemp fields and make ourselves some cheap fabric or clothing or oil or whatever the hell it is. They won't do any of that.
The other thing is you've got a substance here that a significant percentage of the population want to use and don't understand why alcohol is legal and marijuana isn't.
Right.
It's a very difficult argument to make.
It certainly
unless
is.
you have a real, rational, open dialogue about it.
Right. Yeah. So instead of trying to sweep it under the carpet, let's have a discussion about it. And that's why all these other groups have popped up, and that's why they did this medical marijuana BS, because they've been trying for 30 years to get this thing legalized, which is a right, by the way. It is a right. The pursuit of happiness. What about that pursuit? I mean, we stopped these guys for having AK-47s, and we got to let them go because there's no real law to keep them in. Hey, it's their right. They're Americans. They're not hurting anybody. Why can't they have an AK-47? Why can't I have a pot plant out on my balcony? It's my right. I'm an American. I'm paying my taxes. I'm pursuing happiness, and this is what I call happiness. Now, the government gets involved with that, and then everyone says, okay, now they're full of crap. Now we got it. They won't listen. They won't listen to rational discussion, so we'll have to do some BS, Prop 180, whatever, and we'll work it in the back door, and we'll make it legal that way. All right. Thank you, and I'll see you down at the ballot boxes.
I don't go in for these backdoor shenanigans.
Sex, drugs, rock and roll.
Shenanigans.
Chips, dips, chains, whips.
Shenanigans.
Basic high school orgy type of thing.
LoveLine, I'll be right back. Shenanigans.
All right, LoveLine. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. The woman left, Drew?
Yeah.
Yeah. They doing a story about us or what?
Eventually.
All right.
What about me? I don't know about you.
Yeah, what is that, Drew? And when's that god-awful TV Guide interview with you
I
coming
don't
out?
know. I forgot about that. I don't know. May? I don't know. April?
April or May?
I don't know.
And they didn't want to hear from me, huh?
Who?
The TV Guide people. No. No interest there.
No.
Let me tell you something about this TV Guide. You know what this TV Guide is good for? It's for, you know when you have a table and there's one short leg? That's what the TV Guide is good for. And let me tell you why. It's thick, but it doesn't hang out so people don't kick it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's dense, too.
Yeah, like a Rolling Stone. That's a horrible magazine to balance a table because it's big and broad, but it's only about a 1/4 inch thick.
Right.
So it only gets you the 1/4 inch worth of shimming factor, yet people are kicking it when they're walking by. TV Guide, you double that thing over, you're at like 9 inches. Big, thick, fat book.
Right. I'll be lost there somewhere. Don't worry. You'll get your retribution.
All right.
Go.
All right. Lily, 29.
Hello.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm fine. No, I feel like hell.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, so do I.
All right.
What's up?
And actually, I'm just going to throw this out to whoever feels the most qualified to answer it. And
Well, Adam will obviously
I'm
answer.
sure Adam will have a little more input than Dr. Drew.
What's the deal?
So, well, I can't seem to snap out of just a funk I've been in, and it has to do with a few things. Mainly, I lost all the weight from having been pregnant a 1.5 years ago, and for the first time since I started having kids at 22, I am looking at what I'm going to look like for the rest of my life, and I really don't like it.
Yeah.
I breastfed all my kids, and I have.
Hey, you know what? We don't talk about this enough. Women just lay themselves out for their kids.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, the benefit you get is you live a lot longer than men. But you do. You live a lot longer than men.
But you're ugly as hell for the last 45 years.
But you women sacrifice 10 times more than the men do. They profound sacrifice women have to go through for kids.
And part of it is resentment about that issue because we both go through emotional changes, but on top of that, there's this physical aspect that women have to accept. And I've been talking to my husband about it, and I feel great about what I did. If I had it to do over again, I would breastfeed them again. But my boobs are just, they're disgusting to me when I look in the mirror. And in spite of my husband's reassurances and his genuine...
Hold on. What's the breastfeeding do? Sort of suck them dry? Or?
They get atrophic changes.
Your breasts get so big.
And then they deflate and they look
once they lose the weight and there's no more milk and no more fatty tissue to hold them up, the skin just is not elastic.
All right, so the moral is, guys, take a picture.
Lily, that is one of the more common reasons that breast implants are done sometimes,
And
These,
so
do you understand that?
I would never get breast implants.
Why not?
But that is these atrophic changes. There's a specific placement of the implants actually. It's designed just for the atrophic change that you're describing.
For the first time in my life, I've actually thought about plastic surgery. And
I look, you deserve that. If that's really important.
Isn't it vain to care that much about yourself?
No, because we're living in a society that judges you so harshly on your appearance that it's almost like saying, well, isn't it vain to comb your hair and wear clean pants? It's like you'll get you really society makes it tough on those who are unattractive, and it makes it incredibly easy on those who are very attractive.
And so
it's nice that you don't need it. It's nice that your husband is not making you feel like it's something important to him. But if it is something important to you, I think you deserve it because for what you've put out and what you're going to continue to put out for your kids. Why shouldn't you also indulge yourself a little bit so you feel good about yourself again? You'll be healthier for your entire family probably.
Wow, that sounds great.
I mean, it's expensive and all, but I mean, I think
what are you looking at having
I think
done?
women deserve that. I mean, if there's a reason women should get plastic surgery, this is it.
Only reason. I have no desire for enlargement. I just want I want my nipples to be about 2 inches higher where they were when I met my husband. What can I say,
Why don't you get some wedgies?
Some pasties, you mean?
No.
And after 4 kids, do they have to rebuild your abdomen at all?
No, in fact, I even had a set of twins, and I actually can wear a two-piece bathing suit. I mean,
Oh, really?
I'm definitely one of the lucky
Hold
ones.
on, Lily. I could wear a two-piece bathing suit. Doesn't mean I wouldn't offend people. Hold on a second. The wedgies was a joke. See, she said she wanted her nipples 2 inches higher. The wedgie's a shoe. You see?
You're just a little too quick for all of us here. I just,
What the hell's going on?
The esoteric humor.
I got to size up my audience. I've been way off. Yeah, Lily.
I'm sorry, the phone went out for a second. Anyway, I want to know if it's true, if it's possible for men to be completely satisfied with their wives as their wives change. I mean, God, it's like God
Okay, relax, Lily. Lily. Lily, what happened to you? Well, there's plenty of guys
Did
that
your
are
dad
into
leave
that.
your mom?
Pardon?
Did your dad leave your mom or something?
No,
No?
in fact, he's totally in love with my mom. And
Really?
They're still together, yeah.
And I bet she looks like hell.
She has worse stretch marks than me.
All right, and yet Papa's still around.
But, the thing is, don't guys carry this secret around with them all the time? It's like, especially when they're in their, masturbating, it's like they're thinking about their best experiences and
But
their wives.
look, you're
I'm thinking about my roommate's best experience, really, when I masturbate.
Do you feel as though you've changed as a person now that you're the mother?
I feel like I've had a lot of responsibility throughout my entire 20s, and now that they're almost over, and I'm turning 29 tomorrow, and so, I think that I have changed. I think that the responsibility that I've had, which I chose, has worn me down a little bit.
But is that the issue
All right,
that you
Drew,
feel?
hold on, please, enough ma talk. I'm sprouting.
Well, but the fact
an
is,
extra set of
what I
nipples.
was going to get onto is that men have certain changes in their biology and in their psychology when they're a father. I mean, their priorities change, their feelings about their wives change, and if this guy is on track,
Let me explain.
they will not be that important.
Well, the process is called being broken.
No,
yes,
no,
men, they start off like
some of these
bucking
things
Broncos.
You are way out in left field. on some things.
Absolutely. No, I'm not.
No, this one you're out on.
Listen, it's happened to my friends. It's happened to me. I know the biology. You're broken. You're a wild stallion. There's no fence high enough to contain you. You're footloose and fancy-free, and then after a bunch of bad relationships and the little swelling of the prostate, and you get into your late 20s and then into your early 30s, and eventually
let me interpret you're a narcissist. I'm going to give you a different interpretation.
Yes.
You're a narcissistic a-hole. You see nothing other than your own immediate gratification.
Right.
And you find some more genuine relationships. God forbid you have a marriage and some kids, and you really feel the gratification of some substantial, real human contact, and some of this other stuff doesn't matter anymore.
Well, there's a sprinkling of that, but a lot of it is just pure, it's been there, done that, it ain't all what it's cracked up to be, and I'm settling in and waiting for the Grim Reaper. That's what I do. I sit home, I wait for death to come knocking. And that's why I nap most of the time, because I don't want to answer the door if death comes knocking. Plus, I live in a security apartment, so he'd have to buzz. All right, Erica.
It's Eric, man.
Oh, sorry. Really, this between the cold medicine, the sleep deprivation, and the lack of drugs over the last 6 months of my life, I think I'm really falling apart here. All right, Eric, you're 19. You're involved with a friend's younger sister.
I was over the summer.
All right, we're going to get to you right after this.
I began to float up and away from my body.
Lady, you better get back here. If you're not here when LoveLine returns, they're going to be pissed.
Float. Float. Float.
All righty.
Hey, I got nice facts from Mr. Arthur Ryman, whom I agree with. Very interesting little facts.
Yeah, that's good radio.
Yeah, well,
what's it about?
President Clinton recently came out with a $250 million program aimed at teenagers and young adults intended to promote abstinence from premarital sex as the, quote, expected standard of human behavior, and to teach Americans that premarital sex is, quote, likely to have harmful psychological and physical effects, unquote.
I mean, I agree going to get to promote this.
I agree with that,
Charlie,
but
the chastity
right,
belt
exactly.
Or something?
As soon as the government decides this is the way to do things, the kids are going to run the opposite direction. So
yes.
They've got to be very stealth-like if they're going to deliver that message.
Well,
I think.
Listen, you a-holes in politics, and let me explain something about you politicians. Let me explain what your job is. Your job is to do what we tell you to do, you dorks. Not sit around and come up with your own crap and then dump it all over society.
No,
listen, your job is to tell you what the people who elected you into that office, you do what we want. That's what I think politicians
You know
should
what,
do.
though? In a democratic society, you have to have a highly educated electorate. And we don't have that.
Hold on,
So
what's an electorate?
The public that elects the people have to be very, very able to govern themselves. And if the people can't decide what they can't decide, somebody has to decide for them.
All right, but your job is not to work on these pork belly projects to get more money into your particular district, such as your Jesse Helms with his tobacco growers and all that kind of crap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's totally corrupt. The whole idea that somebody needs a ton of money to get elected is pure corruption. Just dissect it. It's corruption. It is not a democratic system. Big businesses make donations to politicians to get elected. Listen, big businesses don't give away money for nothing.
Right.
Businesses make money. That's what it is. Sometimes they give away a little money to make a little more in the future.
Yeah,
That's all that is.
Protect themselves.
Obviously. So, I mean, come on. A moron could tell you that it's payola. It's just sort of advanced payola.
But as far as this
Here
issue
it is.
goes,
It's payola with no promises. But
Yeah.
let me tell you what Clinton should be working on. People not getting pregnant, and work on that in a realistic way.
Right, exactly.
Just this whole like Nancy Reagan, hey, just say no to drugs and let's beef up the border. Recalculous.
But the just say no period worked. I mean,
No,
the drug use went
please.
down during that, but that may have been other issues that sort of brought the use down. I'll tell you what they're saying about premarital sex being psychologically and physically harmful is true, but they shouldn't be shamed into it. I mean, if people are going to have sex, they're going to have sex, and that's the way it is. The important thing is they don't have kids and they don't contract sexually transmitted disease.
Right. Let's look. Forget about the rap with the just say no. Get the RU 486 stateside, and let's have that on the nightstand. Every young female in America.
And that, by
That'll
the way,
take care of it.
by the way, is another thing. The government better walk the walk if they're going to talk the talk. You know what I mean? With
That's
all the
right.
scandals and stuff, it's very hard for them to be. I mean, let me tell you something. Adolescents and young adults sniff that stuff out like crazy, and they hate nothing more than. What's the word I'm looking for? Hypocrisy.
Hypocrisy.
Yeah.
That's right. Everyone, they're telling you not to have sex. Meanwhile, they're banging their secretaries and having 3 martini lunches. No, it's not good for me, but it's good for you, and I'll tell you what's good for you. You're not me, and I do what I want.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
That's a ridiculous thing.
Eric, 19.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you this whole thing. I was involved with my friend's sister over the summer. All we did was kiss, but he goes to school in Atlanta, and every time he comes back, I kind of feel like I need to tell him, because kind of in the back of my head.
How old is his sister?
His sister is 16.
And he's a good friend of yours?
Yeah, he's become a good friend.
Are you still with the sister?
No.
Who's bigger, you or him?
We're about the same, but he's maybe a little stronger.
Why'd you break up with the sister?
Actually, the thing is, she broke it off, and she never gave me a reason. That's the second part of it. Is number one is I don't know whether or not I should tell him, and number two is whether or not I should ask her for a reason why she broke it off.
I think ask her for a reason.
No and no.
Ask her for ask
No.
her for a reason.
No,
and then
please.
ask her if she would mind if you were to tell her brother. If she
True.
minds,
Hold on.
then don't do it.
Eric, all you did was kiss her, right?
Yeah, we snuck around for like maybe about a month or so.
And you just kissed.
Yeah, we just kissed, and but the thing is, I feel kind of bad being around my friend. It's like sort of like keeping something from him. And
Listen,
I'm afraid, what I'm afraid of is
his breath smells once in a while, doesn't it, Eric?
Huh?
You ever notice that he has bad breath every once in a while? Do you notice that?
Yeah.
He does, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Do you tell him?
Sometimes.
No.
Sometimes.
No.
No, the thing is, I go to a lot of parties with him, and I'm afraid that I might get drunk
All right.
and tell him
All
that
right,
way.
listen. You're worried about yourself running off at the mouth.
Yeah.
Eric, please. You did nothing wrong.
Oh, no.
You went on a couple dates. You had a little nookie kissy.
Yeah.
That's nothing. She's not going to say anything. Don't tell him. If he ever finds out, you fall right back on the kissing thing. Guys really worry about guys having sex with their sisters. The kissing part, they don't mind.
Well, no, the thing is, when I told him I liked this sister, and
Right.
he went off the deep end on that.
All right. Then this is all the more reason not to tell him. Please. Please. Don't worry about your own conscience all the time. Don't tell him. You did nothing. Don't tell him. As far as she goes, she dumped you. Screw her. You don't need to listen. If I went and checked out everyone's story about why they dumped me, I wouldn't be able to do the show for 5 years. I'd be out researching.
Yeah.
Drew, put down the literature and get involved with the show, please.
The thing is, this is the first girl that's ever like kicked me off.
I'm done with Eric, though.
All right.
Really, I mean, it's...
Drew was emotionally done with Eric about 10 minutes ago, so he sat back and we really, when I used to teach traffic school, here was the rule. Although I didn't enforce anything when I taught traffic school. I took my entire class out and we played Frisbee for 2 hours once on the lawn, and I thought this was I would explain inertia and dynamics this way was my rationale. One time when I was teaching traffic school, I went out to lunch with a couple of guys, a couple of students. We went out for 2 hours, and I had the key to the classroom. I told everybody, 40 minutes, don't be late. I came back an hour and 45 minutes later. They're all sitting there.
You are the picture of responsible health.
Right, but what do they care? And let me just say this to all those people over at Let Us Amuse You Traffic School, LULETTUCE. Kiss my ass. I'm on the radio.
They used to treat you badly?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's a shame.
Because I didn't know anything.
Yeah.
And they're scared I was going to get busted. But here's what I wanted to say about traffic school. No outside reading materials was one of the rules. They didn't want people distracted. You put it under the table. So, Drew?
Right.
That's the new law. Scott?
Yes.
24.
Yeah, I listen to you guys every night. I think you guys are great. But I got a question for Dr. Drew.
Mm-hmm.
Can weight gain or loss, for that matter, have any effect on the size of a man's penis?
You can't see it if you get too fat.
Yeah, what is the question exactly? Because there's sort of two answers to that.
Okay, well, when I first got married, I was just out of basic training. I was extremely fit. And over time, I've put on weight. That was 5 years, almost 5 years now. And I've put on about 40 pounds. And I can't seem to help feel but that my penis has gotten smaller both in length and in diameter.
The diameter part's a stumper, but I can certainly tell you that the penis is a very relative organ. It is relative to its environment, meaning if you take the world's skinniest man and put an average-sized penis on, it's going to look that much bigger. You take a sumo wrestler and put the same size penis on him, and it's going to be dwarfed in comparison.
There also are elevated levels of circulating estrogen from fat tissue, adipose tissue, and that can maybe change things a little bit, but not too much.
I'll tell you what I would, Scott.
Yes.
Here's a quick remedy. No fad diets, no doctors, nothing. Trim the pubic hair a little.
Oh, I already did that.
Oh, you did? All right, now you're in trouble.
But, I'm just started to get back into working out again. After being in the Army, I needed a break, and I just now started to work out again. And I was wondering if, as I'm losing my weight, am I going to see a difference?
Hard to say. I can't say that you will or won't.
Well, we'll just say yes and give you a nice psychological advantage.
That'll work.
All right, you trim the pubes, though.
Oh, I already did that.
How short did you go with it? You go with that Army regulation cut?
Oh yes. Buzzed it.
All right.
And if you say
you're
saw,
out of options now,
and
though,
if
by
you
the
say
way.
you saw things get smaller when you gain weight, you probably will see things get improved when you lose weight.
If you're stupid enough to think that,
Yeah.
you'll be stupid enough to think the opposite. Is that what you're saying, Drew?
Well, we'll see.
Okay. Jill, 32.
Hello.
Yeah.
Jill?
Hello, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I'm sorry. I'm calling, first of all, first-time caller. First time I've ever heard you guys here.
Now, let me ask you this, Jill.
What's that?
No, I'll ask Drew.
What?
How come we never get any of that first-time caller, long-time listener that all the other radio shows get? I'd like some of that for a change.
What do we
I know
get?
why.
Well, why?
Our callers are too young for that.
Oh, they are? All right. Because you listen to other talk shows and they go, first-time caller, long-time listener.
I never said long-time listener.
That's the point.
First-time caller, first-time listener.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I want the first-time caller, long-time listener
Why?
thing.
Why?
This is the reason I got into radio.
For what? To hear
Because
somebody say that to you?
Yes, I've been hearing people say it to other hosts my entire life.
Jill, help me. Just say that to Adam, okay?
Okay.
Let's take it from the top. Jill, 32, you're on the air.
Okay, I've been married for 16 years.
She will not gratify you.
All right, Jill, please play along. Jill, 32, you're on LoveLine.
Long-time listener?
Long-time listener, first-time caller. How's that?
Oh, okay, great. It's always good to hear
Now you're
from
getting
a
tongue-tied here.
veteran.
Go ahead.
Anyways, I've been married for 16 years. I got married at 16, and very in love with my husband. But the only thing is, and I'm asking Dr. Drew this, I really like oral sex, giving it, not taking it.
And what's your question?
Not receiving it, I should say.
What's your question?
He wants to, how do I put this? He wants me
Ann's
to
head
do
just
it when
exploded.
he watches.
He what?
He wants me to do it to somebody while he watches.
The oral stuff?
Yeah.
Don't do that. This guy is an asshole.
Thank you, Drew.
Oh, no.
No, he's not.
Have
What?
you guys included other people in your activities before?
Yes.
Where are they? I mean, who are they?
Well,
Who?
who?
Where'd you find these guys?
Well, they're very good friends of ours.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we all
Well,
sit
that's
down.
good and weird.
Well, not weird.
Yeah, it is. Let me tell you, I know a few married couples. Drew and his lovely wife, her name escapes me. Ann and her lovely husband, Leslie Huggin, Doug, and Jimmy, and I know some married people. It would be the most bizarre thing in the world to come over and just join in with them as a good friend. I mean, how bizarre would that be?
Beyond bizarre.
Why, Adam?
It's not bizarre.
Ann's been
wait
made
a
to
minute.
ask you.
Maybe there's something cooking here.
No, wait a minute.
I'll tell you, I'm at
Well,
least
I guess not now.
I'm at least a beer and a half away from going down on Ann and a six-pack from her husband.
Well, see, that's different. You know, if you have alcohol or drugs or anything going into it, for us, it was an experience.
Right.
It was good.
All right. So now he wants you to go down on someone while he masturbates.
No, I didn't say that. Well, he watches. See, with me,
What's he going to be doing while he watches? Building a ship in a bottle?
no, absolutely not.
He's not going to be masturbating.
I don't know. Never.
All right. Now shut the hell up. I'm so
Oh,
tired of
come
this.
on. No, wait a minute.
Well, listen. I said he wants to watch you go down on someone while he masturbates. No, that's not what I said.
All right.
All right?
All right.
What's he going to be doing?
Masturbating.
Masturbating? I'm tired of that.
All right, but listen.
I'm tired of that.
Look, the fact is, Jill's call is actually pretty complex, and we are running out of time, and I don't think we
Talk
can
to her off the air.
Okay, and would you? Actually, it would be good to talk to her tomorrow night. Maybe we can get her back tomorrow night. Okay.
Okay. All right, we'll be back.
Is she gonna?
Why don't you try rapping it this time?
Yo, kick some flavor and stuff, and LoveLine will be right back in a minute.
I'm sorry, that was really bad.
You're just not straight like me.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
All right. Plum out of show. Good. I'm sick as a dog. John Favreau from Swingers, writer, star, entrepreneur, possible a-hole. We'll look into that. No, he's a great guy. Good looking. It's all right. All right. Ann likes him. We'll be in tomorrow night, so we'll get all into the hysteria about Swingers, which I'm sure Drew has seen. And until then, this is Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying mahalo.
This has been LoveLine. The opinions expressed herein are certainly opinions, that's for sure. If you'd like a written transcript of today's program, you probably should have written it down yourself. And if you did, we'd like a copy. LoveLine producer Ann Wilkins.
This broadcast was copyright 1997 Westwood One Entertainment. This music is MXPX on Tooth and Nail Records.
Sit, Obo. Obo, stop dragging your butt across the carpet.